Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith of Smith in the Black with the Strat Time Report and a little back and fillage in the village. So let's take a look at what we got here after yesterday's SmackDown. If we go to the SPY, and you'll see the SPY inside day. It's by a couple cents. Didn't take out yesterday's low, so we have an inside day here, albeit a big range. And so the question is here. Now it's trying to come back up. Remember, we're watching these monthlies, but it's a matter of how those line up. So now we're backing and filling, coming back up in here, middle of the weekly range. All right. So we'll see. I mean, if we come back up here, you're going to see this on the 30-minute SPY. You're going to see the higher high, and you're going to see the lower low. So this broadening formation is what we're watching here on the SPY. And as we get back to the middle, remember, every new 60 that coming, we're going to get a 60 coming here. We want to see what's going on. So in the morning, when we open a little bit of flattish, and then if we go here to the 15. So we came up, opened flat, and then started to run up. But then we had a little bit this pullback into here. And at that point, that's where we're looking for anybody taking out yesterday's lows. And a few things got hit at that point. And had we really rolled down here, we would have had another nice day. But then as it starts to recover again into here, then we're looking for anybody who's taken out yesterday's highs. Because here, let's say that you were staying short yesterday, right? And the market started to roll back down, right? That's good. But then once it starts to rally back, right, then we want to look at anything taking out yesterday's highs, right? Because anybody who short something yesterday got what they wanted. The market got smacked. But when the market starts to recover, if you're short something taking out yesterday's highs, you got problems, right? So we're still going to be watching these monthly levels, right? If we can take these back down, is what we want to know about 450, 530 in the SPY. So we're handling back above that now. So we'll see if it sets up again. Because if you go to QQQ, and QQQ, you're going to see this here. So we were looking to come down and potentially take this out, which we did. Come on. Like so. Q's took out some lows, right? And then come back up into the range. So you can see this here. This is a broadening formation. This is a sub-triangle here. Broadening formation here. And lower lows here, right? They both all line up right here, right? So the question is, can we take that out, or are we going to come ripping back through here, right? And that's what we're going to find out, because we did take out that monthly low that we were looking for, but the broadening formation series, where did we do that? So the question is, this going to set up again to go smashing through that, or are we going to come pulling back up? So just like yesterday's SmackDown, this little rally came off an inside 30. Remember the inside 30 here yesterday? Boom, down she went. And then here, you can see we rallied back off an inside 30. But now we got a new 30, new 60. So if we start rolling back down and taking some of this stuff out, we're going to be looking for looking for stocks that are taking out yesterday's lows. Because, those long guys got what they wanted. The market's recovering. But if it starts to fail again, going after those guys on the downside. So a little choppy out there. If we had a gap down in Apple, and that was our hopes for the more sell-off in the NASDAQ, because you had that 2 up on the day yesterday, but closed near the low, so it was a lot easier for it to go 2 down, but it gapped, right? And then what'd you get? You got this. RevStrat 30. Inside on the 30, pokes down, 1, 2, 2, and off she goes, right? So Apple recovering here, but every new 60 here, we still want to pay attention to all of that. Another thing that like I said, when you have a sell-off like yesterday and then you start to recover, is to look for things that were strong yesterday. And then VRTX still strong, so we'll see here. Remember, that's an outside week. 322 hits magnitude, now comes and takes these guys out. We'll see if there's any more to it. Not totally gunning, but always looking for the relative strength and weakness. So you'll notice this here in the SPY. When I say watch that new 60, you're going to see this here. Boom. They pull back right as soon as we started a new 60, all right? So we'll see if that's just a little blip or what's going on. But certainly that helps us get some clues. We could use some inside bars, equilibrium, to gauge some strength and weakness here. We just don't have that right now. If you go to Kroger, Kroger on Gap. This is real nice here, and you can see this kicker, all red, and then it gaps above it. And so you can see how it comes down here and tests, and then as soon as it goes green here, you can take that. All right, you're going boom back into full time frame continuity to the upside. Let's get off the 5-er for a second here. What's going on the 60? All right, coming back in off the 60 just a tad, but you can see the lower lows, higher highs, and now trying to get out of this broadening formation is Kroger. We'll see if that sets up again on shorter time frames. Market's still coming in here a little bit right on that new flip. If we go to Norfolk Southern, and Norfolk Southern, you remember, was strong yesterday in the morning, and then the market sell-off brought it back in, and then boom, right back up on them. And people ask me this question all the time: can you use the closing 60 for the next day? I'm like, you can buy it right there. That's a 2-2 reversal on your 60, right? And off it goes back through a previous range. So anybody short against any of this stuff gets taken out in this bar. And now you can see this, the lower low, the higher high. There's your broadening formation that needs to get out of, and that gives you an outside week. We can look at that with Union Pacific. And Union Pac, once again, took out yesterday's highs. Not totally gone in here, as you can see, getting caught up in this here. So we've got a lot of broadening formations that are sub-broadening formations, and that's given us a lot of cross currents where a lot of things we're holding off and waiting to see a little more evidence. If we go to Charter, CHTR, and Charter, CHTR, once again, shorts got what they wanted. The market got hammered. Charter goes to the downside, and then boom, as soon as it takes this out, that's a 2-2 reversal day. You can take that, and as you get closer to the end of the week, you can see that if that works, potentially you got a hammer week and green on the month. So you can see, once again, on that 60 here, that's a kicker. Bright red, green, 2-2 reversal, back through previous range, right out the chute, they just start gunning this thing. So if we go to, if there's any discernible theme, there'd be some home builders. You got Toll Brothers, and see Toll Brothers taking out yesterday's highs. Oh boy, outside week to the upside, green on all time frames. Yeah, yep, they got them good in here. So if you go, that tells us look around DHI, and DHI inside day to the upside, not totally gunning, but once again, as you get closer to the end of the week, that sets up potential rev strat week. Inside bar then pokes down. Home builders. If you go to Lennar, and Lennar also taking out yesterday's highs, that does go one bar rev strat here on the weekly. Inside week down, back to the upside. If you go to DHI, I'm sorry, LGIH coming up here, trying to go outside on the week. So you can see that the home builders are taking care of business a little bit here. If we go to Visa, and once again, not totally gone in here, and you can see once again lower low, higher high, lower low, boom, and here on the daily, sells off with market, but then goes 2-2 reversal on the day. Like I said, not totally gunning, but we'll see how far this market wants to rally back. If you go to Morgan Stanley, and Morgan Stanley taking out yesterday's highs, that's something you look for, and once again, potentially setting up hammer counter shooter on the week, still handling an inside month, and back through that previous range. So got a lot of things going like that. If we go to CME, and CME once again taking out a bunch of previous day's highs after a big smackdown. That always gets my attention. Now you're inside on the 60, still inside month, but you're back in green on the week. If we go to Yum Brands, and Yum Brands here taking out yesterday's highs, but you can see this real chop fest on this week, right? That's why we're going to look at all those multiple time frames. You can see this inside month stuck in here. So look at this daily though. Chop shop, but it does take out yesterday's highs, and maybe you get something out of that. The gappers, you got Okta, and once again, 2-2 reversal, 2 down, 2 up on the day, potentially setting up the hammer and still coming through this range. Not totally gunning there either. Like I said, we're pulling off on a lot of stuff here, albeit the market is slowly but surely trying to recover. On the downside, you got NVAX. And NVAX inside day, then gaps, and you can see this on the 60, the continuation here. 2 down, inside bar, 2 down, right? Not a bad little trade for the outside weaker. Still inside on the month, but it also tells us to keep an eye on Modernas and BNTXs and all that kind of stuff. And Moderna still below yesterday's lows, but not totally falling apart. If we go to WB, taking out yesterday's lows after that inside day to the downside. Full time frame continuity, the downside when you have those 60s all red. Also, YY having some issues, taking out yesterday's lows and staying down. You can see this weekly, taking that out. Is that an inside week? Yep, inside week to the downside, so that's still good. Coming back through this stuff to see if you can take out that monthly low. If we go to UPST, and UPST, this was nice this morning because it started to take out yesterday's lows as the market was rallying back. And then during that short dip that I showed you in the morning on the SPY, that's when this thing started to get hit. Now it's starting to recover a little bit, so we'll see if that sets up again. But that was nice in the morning down through here. If we go to W, and W now recovering. It's having a rough little morning. We're keeping an eye on this monthly. Like, we saw a lot of those monthlies getting taken out to the downside yesterday, and that helped that sell-off. But now that we got to see if these things reset up to go back down. So W is starting to recover, and off some inside 60s looks like to me here. If we go to AI, and AI gaps down off earnings, now starting to recover off the 60, but had some real problems in the morning, as you can see here, down. So we'll see if that sets up again off the inside 30 back up. So we'll see as the market continues to recover. If you go to Riven, and Riven just slightly taking out yesterday's lows and red on the day. So, if the market weakens from here, we can start to look at that, maybe an inside 60 back down. Market just stalling out here. You got SPY doing this here. Now just slightly in conflict. Now a little bit red on the 60, green on the day. So we'll see. Like, we're going to keep going back and forth, like I said, on these things that are taking out yesterday's highs or lows. You've got gold does this. So gold inside day, and this is one of the patterns we look for, 312 Chicago. Outside bar, inside bar, because they were willing to pay up and sell down. There's your broadening formation right there. And then they meet in the middle, and then boom, real move, take it out. So the question, you can be able to keep going on this, or you can try and hold. Remember, that's going to try and trigger Rev Strat month. Inside bar, 2 up. Now trying to come down. So gold might have some issues here. We'll see. But a lot of stuff here is a little bit of a holding pattern. A lot of things are down on the week but up on the day. So we're going to just keep watching the motion of the ocean here in the SPY to see if we can get anything discernible, maybe closer to the bell. And the Qs. How do we get out of this thing is what we want to know about, right? And you're nowhere near doing it. So we'll see if that can continue up. Stalls out on the 60, so hopefully we can get some inside 60s to get a little bit more evidence of what's going to happen in the afternoon. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith. This is the Black Strat Time Report.